From spine-chilling clips of skinwalkers, jaw-dropping footage of the elusive Oklahoma Bigfoot, and even eerie videos of alien creatures. A hiker in Oklahoma was out for a casual hike, enjoying the sights, when something in the distance caught his eye. At first, he thought it was just a bear, but as he looked closer, his heart skipped a beat. What he saw wasn't a bear at all. It was something far more unexpected.
This was posted by eman580 on TikTok on October 1st, stating, "Scariest moment of my life."
This video you just watched was recorded by that hiker who stumbled upon a strange Bigfoot-like creature chilling under a tree. In the footage, you can see this large ape-like figure with brownish fur, just lounging under the shade. But here's where it gets weird. The size of this thing is enormous. Yet when you get a glimpse of its face, well, it's not exactly what you'd expect. Its face looks oddly humanoid, almost too human for comfort. And its hands, massive human-like hands, make it all the more unsettling. Now, the hiker, and a good portion of the internet, believe this could be a sighting of the infamous Oklahoma Bigfoot. But personally, I'm a bit skeptical. This could very well be someone in a really convincing Bigfoot suit. But even if it is a suit, you've got to admit, whoever made it did a fantastic job because that thing looks eerily real. When we think of river monsters, one of the most famous is the Loch Ness Monster, no doubt. But let's be real, Nessie's existence is still unproven. However, there's another river monster that's very much real, and it's been lurking in our waters for millions of years. Meet the sturgeon. This footage was captured by a group of fishermen who spotted what looked like a massive dragon-like creature swimming beneath their boat. In the clip, you can see the fish's back breaking the surface of the water, covered in thick scale-like ridges, almost identical to the spiny back of a mythical dragon. And let's not forget, the thing is huge. The sheer size and the way it majestically glides through the water is nothing short of mesmerizing. Honestly, it feels like watching some ancient river monster in action. Because technically it is. Sturgeons are a species of fish that have been around for a mind-blowing 175 to 200 million years. They're often called living fossils, and this video is a rare sighting of one surfacing like this. I've got to say, if I ever saw one of these beasts swimming toward me, I'd swear I just encountered a real-life river monster, no doubt about it. Imagine your house is so flooded that you need a boat just to get around. What would you do? Probably call for help, right? Well, how about going on TikTok, just like this man from Tampa did?
Nastiness, that's good. Florida things. Florida man doing Florida things.
This video is a live stream from a Florida resident whose house was completely overtaken by floodwaters. In the video, you can see the inside of his home, submerged under what looks like 4 to 5 feet of water. Instead of panicking, the homeowner is chilling in a plastic raft, casually explaining the situation to his viewers. At one point, he points out some bubbling in the water, which he explains is coming from the foundation. Despite the grim reality, he remains calm as he continues to stream, even showing us outside his window, where the floodwaters are just as high. It's an intense situation, and I really hope this guy got help from the authorities, because as chill as he seems, a situation like this could spiral out of control in the blink of an eye and cause massive destruction. In the wild, one of the most fearsome creatures you can encounter is a black mama bear protecting her cubs. You definitely don't want to get too close. But when it comes to Russia, it seems their relationship with these wild animals is on a whole other level. This video was recorded by a Russian hiker who stumbled upon a bear family, a mama bear and her 2 cubs. As the video starts, You can see the mama bear running while her cubs playfully chase after her. The thing is, they're heading straight toward the hiker. The mama bear charges right at him, and for a split second it looks like she's about to attack. But in a surprising twist, she veers off at the last moment, completely ignoring the hiker and continuing her playful antics with her cubs. This playful back and forth goes on for a good 30 seconds. But then, out of nowhere, the mama bear seems to notice the hiker for real this time and charges at him again. She jumps on top of him, knocking him to the ground. And just when you think it's over, something strange happens. Instead of attacking, the mama bear starts playing with him too. It's pretty bizarre to see a wild mama bear being so friendly, especially with her cubs nearby. Maybe things work a little differently in Russia when it comes to befriending the wild. We've all heard the saying, abandoning a sinking ship. But have you ever seen it happen in the blink of an eye? Well, this video is exactly that.
Hey! 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 Oh my God!
That was a close call. The clip you just watched comes from a family out on a peaceful fishing trip, which quickly turned into a life or death situation. In the video, you can see them fishing calmly when they suddenly notice something in the distance. A massive ship barreling straight toward them. Panic sets in as they frantically try to shout and signal the ship to change course. But it was already too late. Realizing disaster was just moments away, they made the quick decision to abandon their boat. And just in time, seconds later, the massive ship crashes into their boat, splitting it clean in half, and the video cuts off there. It was a fast and smart move to jump, because with such a huge ship, there's no way it could have steered away in time with that small distance between them. Thankfully, they all made it out alive. While scrolling through the internet, I stumbled upon a horrifying video that made me rethink ever trusting stray animal sounds at night. Because you never know. It might be something far more terrifying waiting for you. This eerie footage comes from Indonesia, where a family was absolutely traumatized by whatever was trying to get into their yard through the fence. In the video, you can see a bizarre, creepy humanoid figure attempting to squeeze through the bars of the fence, all while emitting strange, unsettling cat-like noises. But here's the disturbing part. The figure has a human-like face that looks half-burned, with completely white, soulless eyes. Its sharp teeth glint in the dim light, and its body is covered in what seems to be cat-like fur. The way this creature lets out those eerie, cat-like sounds makes the whole scene even more unsettling. What in the world is that thing? Could it be a skinwalker trying to mimic a cat to get close? Or is it something even more terrifying and dangerous? Whatever it is, this video left me with chills. Floods are already uncontrollable forces of destruction, but one of the most unsettling, and frankly, disturbing, things they bring with them is the eerie sight of coffins rising from the ground. The video you just watched shows a massive flood tearing through a road, but there's something especially chilling being carried along by the water. As the cameraman zooms in, you're met with a horrifying sight. A coffin floating amidst the rushing floodwaters. The water, moving at a terrifying speed, sweeps the coffin along to who knows where. It's an unsettling image and a grim reminder of the devastation floods can cause. Not only do they destroy the land, but they can also easily dislodge coffins from the ground, sending them drifting away like this. Now, imagine waking up the next morning and finding that coffin in your backyard. What on earth would you even do? April 26, 1986 stands as a haunting reminder of the catastrophic nuclear accident in history. The Chernobyl disaster not only wreaked havoc at the time, but left behind nuclear radiation that still lingers today. But in a shocking twist, scientists have discovered something completely unexpected that may be a solution for all of this. These photos are from the Chernobyl disaster site, showing a strange black fungus growing in one of the most radioactive environments on Earth. While examining the reactor's remains, scientists stumbled upon this mysterious fungus, later identified as cladosporium, clinging to the walls of the reactor. What makes this discovery mind-blowing is that this fungus doesn't just survive in the radiation, on it using the radiation as a source of energy. In the photos, you can even see how the fungus transforms into different colored mushrooms, sprouting from the radioactive ground and walls like something straight out of a science fiction movie. This discovery is groundbreaking because it offers a glimpse of hope in our battle against nuclear radiation. Who knows, this black fungus could be a game changer in cleaning up radiation that we're dealing with now, and will face in the future. I never trust the night. It's the time when everyone's asleep, and only the strange and unsettling are awake. This next video is terrifying living proof of just that. What was she doing there? This eerie footage comes from a homeowner who, after waking up for a late night drink, spotted a bizarre figure standing in their backyard. In the video, you can see this creepy lady standing completely still, draped in a white cape, staring directly at the house. She doesn't speak or move much, just sways in this unsettling, unnatural way. Her pale face only adds to the ghostly, spine-chilling vibes. Understandably freaked out, the homeowner called the police, but by the time they arrived, the strange woman had vanished. Who was she, and what were her intentions? It's a good thing the homeowner didn't go outside to investigate, because who knows what could have happened if they had. It's moments like this that remind you, sometimes it's better to stay inside and let the weirdness of the night pass you by. Our minds are funny, always trying to find faces in strange places like clouds or ocean waves. But this video from Oklahoma, well, this one's as clear as day.
7 Skychopper News here, looking at the widespread destruction in the aftermath of the tornado that hit Sunny Hills Trailer Park today.
This next video comes from Oklahoma City, where a devastating tornado ripped through a town, leaving behind a trail of destruction. As a news helicopter flew over the wreckage, it captured something really bizarre amidst the chaos. In the footage, you can see debris scattered everywhere, with trees twisted and uprooted. But if you look closely, something strange stands out. Those trees seem to form the unmistakable image of a face, and not just any face. It looks eerily like the face of Jesus. Naturally, this left people in shock. Some are calling it a sign of the end times, while others think it's just a wild coincidence. Either way, it's pretty mind-blowing how the storm left behind something that looks so divine. Whatever the case may be, it seems this tornado stirred up more than just wind and destruction. Rain is something we experience all the time, but have you ever stopped to wonder what it looks like from the outside? Well, this next video will show you exactly that. That looked absolutely incredible. This video comes from a beachgoer who captured a truly rare and mesmerizing natural phenomenon at the beach. As the camera pans up to the sky, we witness what looks like a massive waterfall cascading straight from the clouds. A steady stream of water pours down in a centralized spot, right into the ocean. As it hits the sea, it creates a misty fog, blending the sky and water in a surreal scene before the video cuts off. Curious about this waterfall from the sky, I did a little digging and found that it could be a localized cloudburst. a rapid, intense downpour over a small area. If you were standing under it, it might feel like a torrential rainstorm. Nature sure knows how to put on a show sometimes. A woman was home alone one night, relaxing, when she suddenly heard strange noises coming from her upstairs bathroom. Curious but cautious, she decided to check it out, and what she found gave her the shock of her life. What was that? This video comes from a homeowner who experienced a downright terrifying scene in her bathroom. In the footage, you can see her showing the bathtub, where eerie banging sounds are coming from the drain. As she gets closer to investigate, the drain cover suddenly gets pushed aside by a long, wire-like object emerging from it. This thing starts spinning around wildly, knocking things over, and moving in an unsettling, chaotic way. At this point, the woman had seen enough. She bolts out of the bathroom and slams the door behind her. But seriously, what just happened? I mean, strange noises are one thing, but what was that bizarre wire-like creature crawling out of the drain? After seeing this, I'm not sure I'd be able to shower in peace again. We all have our own spaces. Humans have their towns and cities, and nature has its own habitats. But then there are people like this guy who just can't seem to respect those boundaries.
Alright, I'm filming. That's a good throw. Oh!
This video comes from a pair of friends out on a hiking adventure. But what they got in return was some instant karma. In the clip, you can hear one friend behind the camera, while the other decides it would be hilarious to throw rocks at a hornet hive. They're both laughing and joking about it, until the consequences hit hard.
That's a good throw. Oh!
The friend in front of the camera tosses the first rock, which misses, but the second one hits dead on, knocking the hive into the water. What happens next is exactly what you'd expect.
Second.
Within seconds, we hear panicked screams from the guy who threw the rock as he bolts from the scene. The cameraman quickly realizes he's in trouble too, and soon both are screaming as the hornets seek revenge. And that's where the video cuts off. Honestly, messing with a hornet hive, bad idea. Those hornets got angry, and these guys got exactly the karma they were asking for. This next video was uploaded on Instagram with the caption, "Headache Cursed Desert." And trust me, it's as disturbing as the name suggests. Creepy, right? The video you just watched shows a bizarre, alien-like creature crawling into a shell to sleep. It has a humanoid body shape, but its features are where things get really unsettling. Instead of a head, it has a shell with strange appendages poking out, and its feet look like something you'd see on fish. To make it even weirder, there's some black hair-like stuff sprouting around the upper part of its alien-like body. The entire footage feels like it's been pulled straight out of a nightmare. But don't let your imagination run too wild. It's most likely an artificial generated creature, crafted from some creative prompts. Still, it's crazy and kinda terrifying. Imagine a futuristic cyber city where holograms light up the sky. Well, thanks to our surprisingly advanced drone technology, that future is now within reach. This next video, uploaded on TikTok, comes straight from China, and it's truly mind-blowing. In the video, we see hundreds of glowing lights in the sky, all moving in perfect synchronization. But here's the catch. Each light is actually a drone. These drones work together in spectacular harmony, forming mesmerizing visuals like creatures, spaceships, cities, and even text. It's like watching a futuristic light show come to life. Controlled by a ground unit, these drones create stunning shapes that seem almost unreal. Technology has come so far that we're on the verge of seeing actual holograms in the sky. Nature is strange. Just when you think you know it well, it proves you wrong. This next video showcases how nature can work in unexpected and unpredictable ways. In this video, a lady is out in a park when she spots a bizarre opening in a tree trunk. As she films, we see a cluster of mushrooms growing around the opening. But things take a wild turn when she inserts her camera into the opening, revealing a mini world of these tiny mushrooms thriving inside the tree. These mushrooms seem to be parasitizing the tree from within. It's incredible to witness how nature creates its own habitats in such surprising ways. Brands go to great lengths to maintain their reputation, sometimes even making claims they don't quite live up to. But Krispy Kreme is taking its claims to a whole new level.
Be friendly, mi gente, miren la abeja. No lo puedo creer, no lo puedo creer.
This video, sourced from Reddit, captures a store that has taken the label a bit too literally. We see the cameraman walking into the shop, panning the camera towards a sign that reads, "Bee Friendly Products." However, as he zooms in on the display rack, it's filled with donuts and hundreds of bees. Yes, you saw that right. The sign literally promotes bee friendly. And the entire display is swarming with these bees buzzing around casually. Surprisingly, the workers seem unfazed, just going about their tasks without a care. It's pretty ironic. However, I've heard that bees are quite hygienic creatures and don't leave toxins behind. So, as long as there aren't any dead bees among those donuts, they might just be okay. You might have seen overloaded boats before, but have you ever witnessed overloading? This video will show you exactly that. This footage comes from a village where a transport boat is packed to its absolute limit with people. It's astonishing to see hundreds of individuals crammed onto this slender, elongated vessel. It's so crowded that they can't even sit down. Despite being at full capacity, the boat continues to take on more passengers. As it begins to pull away from the dock, everyone manages to maintain their balance on this overloaded boat. However, as it returns, the weight shifts to one side, causing an imbalance. Panic ensues, and people start jumping off, which only exacerbates the instability. In a dramatic turn of events, the boat capsizes, throwing everyone into the water. This was an accident waiting to happen. When you push something beyond its maximum limit, disaster is inevitable. Plus, the design of these boats isn't even safe to begin with. I don't know if you've ever needed this, but there's a video guide available on the internet that shows how to eat breakfast in space. Here it is. You might find it useful at some point. This video comes from a space station where an astronaut is giving us a tutorial on how to eat in zero gravity. In the footage, we see a piece of toasted bread and some kind of syrup floating in the air. The astronaut swoops in, grabbing both items, then opens the lid of the syrup. After opening the cap, he positions the toast upside down above the syrup bottle and gently presses it. The syrup flies out and sticks to the toast, creating a sort of bubbly puddle on top without spreading. Next, he folds the toast and starts to eat it like that. It looks pretty tricky. Just trying to eat something as simple as bread with syrup in zero gravity seems challenging. If that's how they handle breakfast up there, I can only imagine how they manage to poop. There's a theory that our ocean and sea surfaces are just portals to the aquatic world. It might sound a bit odd until you watch this video of a diver. Incredible, right? This footage comes from a diver who was out in the water performing some amazing stunts. In the video, we see him casually walking along what looks like the seabed. However, as he reaches the edge, he does something truly bizarre. He jumps off and appears to go out of the water, ending up upside down. This is pretty strange. The reality is that the diver was actually walking upside down in an underwater cave. When he jumped off the cave roof, he broke the surface of the water, creating the illusion that he was upside down. It really feels like he's in another dimension. Very strange indeed. This video takes place in New Mexico, and it might make you a bit nervous about taking a nighttime drive on a country road. The footage was captured with a dash camera, showing the view of the road. As the vehicle continues on its way, something catches our attention on the roadside. At first, it seems like it might be just a white bag or something similar lying there. But as the vehicle gets closer, we can make out the head of this eerie creature. It's quite ghostly and appears to have a humanoid head hunched over on the side of the road. Its texture and color are white. What's really strange is that this creature doesn't seem to have any legs or a normal body. It's more like a lower snake-like part. Whatever it is, encountering something like this on a nighttime drive is definitely something most people would want to avoid. Have you ever had that eerie feeling that someone's watching you? Well, sometimes that feeling might be spot on. In this video, two friends were traveling from California to Arizona when they came across something really odd. While they were in a mountainous area, one of the friends noticed something lurking in the bushes on the mountain. They started recording, and in the footage, you can see a dark black creature in the distance, seemingly keeping an eye on them. This creature appears to have a humanoid head and resembles an ape or gorilla. However, it's puzzling because there were no nearby forests, and apes and gorillas typically live in forests. The friends claimed it might be a Bigfoot, but it's tough to say for sure due to the limited evidence. Trail cameras are pretty cool because they show us some amazing bits of nature we might not get to see in person. In this video, which was taken with a trail camera, we're looking at a snowy trail. However, there's something strange. As the video begins, a really tall stick-like figure starts moving in the distance. This figure is gigantic and has two long stick legs, and it doesn't seem to have a normal body. It's more like those stickman characters you might have seen. This stickman-like figure casually crosses the road, going about its day as if it's just a regular workday. It's a really strange sight, and I haven't even seen anything like this in movies. This video comes all the way from Russia, and it claims to show a real sighting of the legendary Yeti. In the video, we're in a snowy place, and then, out from behind a tree, a massive creature appears. When you see it, you'll notice just how big this creature is, especially when you compare it to the nearby trees. It's covered in white fur, which might make you think of a polar bear at first, but its sheer size is pretty startling and unusual. What's even more strange is that when this creature takes a few steps, you can see its entire body, and it's standing on two hind legs. Polar bears typically can't do that. So if it's not a polar bear, could it be the legendary Yeti? Or perhaps something even more mysterious and cryptic than that? A group of construction workers, busy with their pipe-laying job, started hearing unusual sounds coming from one of the sewer holes. They got curious and decided to investigate. In the video, you can hear the workers discussing the strange noises coming from the sewer. As they work, one of the workers, recording the scene, moves closer to the sewer hole to get a better look. Suddenly, A weird and creepy head pops out for just a moment before disappearing. This really spooks the workers, and they quickly step back, looking quite startled. Upon closer examination, that mysterious head appeared to be that of a lady ghost. It had a dark complexion and some very odd, alien-like eyes. After this eerie encounter, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these construction workers thought about quitting their jobs the next day. I think horses are some of the most loyal and powerful animals around, but there are things that can even frighten these strong-willed creatures. This video is from a horse stable, showing us the view of the stable with horses in it. Out of the blue, one of the horses gets spooked, as if it sensed some kind of danger nearby. All the other horses in the stable also become uneasy and anxious, like something has entered their space and is causing them fear. After a while, we get to see what's causing all this commotion. It turns out to be a strange, unknown creature. This peculiar entity comes into contact with one of the horses and seems to be doing something to it. The horse, after this encounter, is really scared and calls out for help. What do you think this odd-looking creature could be? Could it be a ghost? This video comes from a hiker who was out exploring the beauty of nature but stumbled upon something quite remarkable. In the video, we're looking at a scene with bushes, and there's someone standing behind those bushes. This figure or creature appears to be covered in black fur. At first, it seems like it might be a bear or a gorilla lurking behind the bushes. However, things take a surprising turn when this figure suddenly stands up, revealing that it's actually a humanoid figure. This unexpected sight spooked the hiker, who wisely decided to make a quick retreat to safety, just in case this strange being decided to follow. Many viewers of this video suggest that it could be the legendary Bigfoot, but the bushes concealing it make it a bit harder to say for certain. Regardless of what it might be, this creature's behavior did give off a somewhat eerie vibe. It's always a good idea to stay away from things you don't understand, or things that might be more powerful than you. This video takes place in Canada, and shows a snowy forest area. The person behind the camera seems quite alarmed, possibly because something is chasing them or making them nervous. The camera person zooms in on the woods in the distance, trying to capture whatever it is that's bothering them. Then, they spot a dark humanoid figure walking in the woods. Realizing this, the camera person decides to run away in a hurry. This figure, based on its towering height and the way it walks like a human, seems to resemble the legendary Bigfoot. The hiker also mentioned that they had seen this thing stalking them before, which explains why they were so frightened and uneasy before recording the video. As this family went for a picnic out in the wild, they had no idea what they were about to witness. At first, they spotted just some branch piles, but after some time, they started sensing that someone was following them. As they took their cameras out and started recording, they succeeded in capturing a shadowy figure standing behind one of the trees. It was daytime with everything clear, but still, they couldn't make out what exactly the figure standing was, staring at them. Was it the infamous Bigfoot? Or was it some other mysterious deadly creature lurking in the depths of the woods? For the first few seconds, they did not think much of the creature, but then it started to come closer to them, freaking them out, and so they ended up running away. What was that thing? Recorded and uploaded in 2007 by a security camera mounted on a highway, this clip shows a mysterious creature crossing the road in the scariest manner. In the middle of the night, when hardly any traffic could be seen, the creature, which looked like a crouched humanoid figure, came from one side of the road and disappeared on the other after crossing. If we slow the video down and stabilize it a bit, we can see that the figure clearly had 4 limbs and a head, but it is the walk that makes it unlike any human. As the video hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. No one could tell what it was. To some, it was an alienoid creature, while to others, this was proof of the existence of the famous rake. Ask me, and I'd say I lean towards the idea that this is footage of the rake. What do you think? This reporter was busy giving the audience a live tour of a scary cemetery at night. She had no idea what was happening behind her. She could be seen being her usual self, while right behind her, some smoke appeared out of nowhere. And surprisingly, it was also shaped somehow like a human figure. The situation, the setting, and the time of the night all pointed in one direction. The smoke was nothing but a ghost, wandering in the cemetery, which was already famous for ghost sightings. The channel or the reporter did not say anything about it, but many of the people watching the live session instantly noticed it. However, no one was sure if it was really a ghost or something set up by the channel's crew to cause controversy and gain more views. Recorded a couple of months ago by a security camera mounted in front of a house. This clip shows a scary encounter that happened between a gigantic bear and a small kid. The kid on his scooter was playing in the street when a huge bear spotted him and instantly came closer. But the kid, perhaps frozen with fear, did not try to run. Maybe that is why, instead of attacking the kid, the bear stopped a few inches away and started staring at the kid. Him not running might have saved his life there. Thankfully, a man nearby spotted the bear being so close to a little kid and went to help immediately, spreading his arms wide and shouting at the bear. The man successfully scared it, resulting in the bear running away. This also gave the kid some time to run away on his scooter and find a safe place as well. Graveyards are places already famous for being the scariest and the most haunted ones. Still, there are people who go there in the middle of the night just out of curiosity, trying to find out what the dead are up to. Take these 2 policemen, for instance, who went looking for a suspect straight into the graveyard, thinking he must be hiding there. However, instead of finding the suspect, they heard a loud shrill scream coming out of one of the graves, making them freak out. None of them could stand the scream, and they ran as fast as they could, trying to get out of the graveyard. What creature do you think that was? Imagine kayaking down the scenic Santa Elena Canyon when suddenly you spot something incredible. 2 black bears, a mama and her cub, are scaling the sheer cliff wall with impressive ease. This heart-stopping moment, captured on video in 2014, has since garnered over 20 million views, and for good reason. Witness the raw power and agility of these magnificent creatures as they navigate the daunting ascent. The mother bear leads the way, her movements deliberate and sure-footed. Her cub, following close behind, shows a remarkable level of confidence and determination for its young age. Each step, each scramble, creates a sense of suspense, leaving you on the edge of your seat, wondering if they'll reach the top. But this isn't just a thrilling display of nature's acrobatics. It's a reminder of the beauty and resilience of endangered Mexican black bears. This video was released by the police back in 2006, following the disappearance of a hiker in the remote forests of northwestern Alberta, Canada. The mystery surrounding this case remains unsolved to this day. In the video, The hiker is exploring the wilderness of northwestern Alberta. He mentions that the local townspeople had been talking about strange events occurring in the forest.
I'm currently up in the woods due to, well, what the town's been talking about, how there's been some weird occurrences.
As he's talking, a growling, yell-like noise echoes from a distance, sending shivers down the hiker's spine.
Oh God. What?
It's a terrifying sound, and he begins to fear that something aggressive might be nearby. Startled and frightened, the hiker hastily makes a run for it. As he flees, the camera captures the sound of branches snapping under the weight of something moving through the woods. The hiker eventually stops running, but just as he does, that eerie growling noise returns, and he resumes his frantic sprint.
Okay, alright. Okay, I'm not like this. Oh, shit, I can't.
Sadly, during his panicked escape, he trips and falls to the ground. As he gasps for breath, the camera points upwards towards the trees. Then, ominous rumbling footsteps can be heard approaching. The video goes dark, and as it does, we're left with the unsettling sound of something breaking. Whether the breaking sound was of branches or something even more chilling, like the hiker's bones, remains a haunting mystery. Recorded by two men who were driving home when they spotted a man standing on the side of the road, more near the trees and bushes than the road. Thinking he might be in need of some help, they stopped the car and shouted at him to get his attention.
Buddy! How you doing? Oh! Just some cruisers, man. That's crazy shit. Guys crawling at me like a goddamn... What's up, dude?
The man who already had all his attention towards these guys started moving towards them, but that's when the scary stuff happened. The man wasn't moving in a normal way. He was crawling in a creepy manner, and had a weird look on his face as well. It looked like a zombie or something, which of course scared the men so much they thought it better to just start their car and move as fast as they could out of the place, leaving the creepy man behind. As the video was uploaded, many people claimed that it could be the infamous skinwalker, who was approaching the men with ill intentions, of course. And truth be told, I myself think this clip and the creepy guy are both very real and very terrifying. This lion saw a GoPro camera lying on the ground and decided that this is going to be its new toy. So, the lion held the camera between its strong jaws and started to run away from the guy in his vehicle. For minutes straight, the lion only ran not just from the guy, but also the other of its fellows, also interested in the camera following it around. After a while, all we see are the teeth of the lion, making us realize the lion is trying to chew the camera. But after trying and failing, it lays down on the ground with other lions. The video ended there, so we have no idea how the man got his camera back. Maybe the lions got bored of it and left, and the guy found it all scratched lying on the ground. I am not sure I would have had the courage to go retrieve the camera with all those lions around. This happened in Russia, where a family was driving together, with the kids sitting in the back recording the view from the window. At first, everything went on as normal, but then the kids spotted a giant figure in the middle of the field they were passing by. The whole family, getting intrigued by what they were seeing, stopped the car while the kid was still filming it. The creature did not appear to mind them at first, But as the family was just there not moving away, it got annoyed, so it started to chase them. And watching the creature now coming towards them quickly, they all freaked out and started driving the car. However, just as the creature stopped chasing them, they stopped their car as well. But this time, the creature was far away and in no mood of chasing them again. Ask me, I would say, even if it was a prank, it was not a good choice to stop with a car full of kids so close to a potentially deadly creature. This clip was recorded by a man who has his whole life devoted to finding the mysteries of the wild, and to disclose them all to the world. This time, he had already spotted a pixie right in the middle of the woods and decided to record it on camera. Pixies, mischievous fairies of British folklore, are tiny, childlike creatures, known for their love of dancing and nocturnal frolics. They have always been thought of as belonging to just stories and imagination. However, what this guy succeeded in capturing on camera had everyone in shock. Not long after he started recording, a tiny creature appears on top of the cliff. The creature looked down for a few seconds towards the man and the camera before disappearing back from where it came from. According to the man, this wasn't the only one. Instead, their whole families live there, and being so tiny, they have managed to hide from human eyes. But for me, it looked like it was edited. Do you agree? When some people were out in the middle of the ocean diving and having fun, they spotted a seal who was swimming towards them at a high speed. Unusually, the seal did not just swim up to them, but also climbed up on the boat. At first, the people did not understand why the animal did it. However, after some time they spotted some orcas swimming nearby and knew that the seal was trying to escape those predators and had no other place to go. So it trusted the humans over the orcas and ran to get to safety. Fortunately, its choice turned out to be the right one, and the humans let it stay on the boat until the danger was over, and the orcas had gone somewhere else to look for food. That's when the seal got off of the boat and swam away freely. Imagine you are driving on a road in the middle of the woods, tall trees on either side of the road, and a huge moose right in front of you. Normally, a person would back away from his car and wait till the moose has gone its way, but in this case, the guy stopped right in front of the moose, and even when the animal was slowly approaching his car, he did not bother to move even an inch and kept honking at it.
Ah! Helvete! Oh, helvete! Oh!
It wasn't until the animal had attempted its first attack on the car that the man freaked out and started reversing the car. The video ended with the animal still standing in the middle staring, as if plotting its next attack on the car since the human wasn't taking his warnings. This video was shared by a Reddit user on a creepy posting subreddit claiming to have captured footage of a three-eyed devil creature. In the video, there's a large rat-like creature with a black fur-covered body. At first, it appears to be an exceptionally big rat, but as it turns its face towards the camera, we see it has 3 eyes. This sight is quite strange, and the eyes look lifeless and unsettling. Upon zooming in, you can observe that this creature has a muscular and wide body, and up close, it looks different from a typical mouse. Additionally, the fur at the base of its tail is unusually extended, which is not something you'd expect in a mouse. This creature looks directly at the camera for a few seconds before the video ends. While it's puzzling to see such a creature, there could be a logical explanation. It's possible that this creature is a rare type of large mouse with a distinctive fur pattern on its body that makes it appear as if it has 3 eyes. October 20th, 2021. A quiet morning on Kyushu Island is shattered by a sudden burst of activity. Mount Aso, the largest active volcano in Japan, erupts in a fiery spectacle. A vibrant warning flashes, sending a thrill of both fear and awe through viewers. What we witness is the dramatic eruption as a plume of ash shoots skyward, painting the blue canvas with a swirling gray. But amidst the chaos, there's relief. Thanks to the timely warnings and meticulous monitoring, everyone is safe. The powerful eruption is a reminder of the raw, untamed beauty of nature, but also its dangers. Let's just hope the Yellowstone supervolcano does not follow suit. According to the man who recorded this clip, he was crossing the bridge when he heard sounds coming from underneath, so he went in to investigate. At first, there was nothing but unusually grown weed everywhere, but after a few seconds, he could see where the noise was coming from, because just then, a weird figure appeared in the darkness. Before we could make out what the figure was and what it was doing there, it ran, which freaked the man out as well, and he ended up running for his life and stopped recording the video. As he uploaded it on the internet to see what others had to say about it, he got hundreds of multiple theories from people. For some, it was the rake, while for others, it was just a homeless man scared of someone finding out his hiding place. This happened in India when a lion entered a building while the security guard was just sitting at the entrance. As the guy failed to see what had happened and how a potentially dangerous predator had entered the building, he went back to his seat without investigating the matter. The lion, on the other hand, went inside and wandered here and there for quite some time. Unable to find any human, it gave up soon and went back up through the gate and probably moved to the next building. The guard had very little clue to what was happening there. Even if he saw the lion before going in, I am not sure he would have been able to do anything. Prepare to question everything. Yes, those are 3 flying saucers. Dismissing it as fake is easy, but this footage feels different. The way they hover, not precisely flying. And watch those jets. There's something eerily natural about how the saucers move. Just look at the contrast with those military aircraft. It's striking. This seems so realistic. It's incredibly hard to believe it's a hoax. My mind screams, this is real. Are they here for conquest? Or is this some kind of tense negotiation? Are those jets tailing them, or an escort? So many questions, and the implications are mind-blowing. Navigating a desolate forest trail can sometimes prove to be a challenging choice, as unexpected obstacles may stop your path. But I bet such an obstacle you are about to see wouldn't be easily overcome by anyone. Shared by a group of friends hiking in the Canadian forests, their trail driving experience encountered a significant roadblock in the form of a large black bear. The bear, appearing somewhat reluctant, decided to take a seat right in front of their car, creating an unexpected standoff. Curiously, the bear approached the side window of the car door, peering inside to investigate the passengers before the video concluded. The encounter was both fascinating and a bit concerning, as encounters with wild animals, especially ones as unpredictable as bears, can be risky. Even a minor mishap might trigger their aggression. My speculation is that the bear might have been motivated by hunger, searching for potential food within the car. The video comes from Iceland, introducing us to the lesser-known but intriguing creature known as the Iceland worm monster. The footage unveils a river landscape, but it's not your typical river scene captured by a wildlife photographer. Instead, it reveals something strange and substantial swimming in the water. From a distance, the strange creature resembles a massive snake, reminiscent of anacondas, navigating the water with surprising agility. Towards the end of the clip, the cameraman manages to capture an up-close view of the creature. The close-up shot showcases an enormous head, remarkable for its sheer width, suggesting it could potentially devour a fully grown man. What sets this creature apart is not only its size and swift movement, but also the weird skin texture observed on its giant snake-like body. This distinct feature raises questions about its classification, differentiating it from known species of snake. Imagine waking up in your country home, stepping outside your room, only to be greeted by the astonishing sight of a lion attempting to claw its way through the next door room. The footage reveals a giant lion, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, strolling casually through the hallway. To our surprise, it begins charging at a room door, using its paws to scratch at it. Strangely, the scratching doesn't appear overly aggressive. The lion seems rather nonchalant. After a while, the lion, perhaps a bit fatigued from its efforts, takes a step back, only to return and attempt to turn the doorknob using its mouth. Despite these curious actions, the lion eventually gives up and decides to leave the house. The scene is undeniably unsettling, and the concern for anyone inside that room is palpable. Imagining someone behind that door, hoping it holds against the presence of such a massive beast, makes this scene much more scary and terrifying. This unsettling video comes from Spain and showcases a mysterious and somewhat disgusting creature. At first glance, the creature appears to be a mass resembling a brain from some unknown animal. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that it's a collection of gooey worms intertwined together. Surrounding this bizarre entity are freely moving bugs, detached and seemingly unaffected. The worms within the blob exhibit minimal movement, creating an eerie scene. As the cameraman zooms out, it becomes evident that this strange entity is partially submerged in water, and the worms are freely strolling around in it. The overall sight is both mysterious and unsettling, leaving viewers with a sense of discomfort and a desire for such strange entities not to exist in our world. The spine-chilling video originates from a South American warehouse, capturing a truly terrifying sight. The footage begins with a view of the warehouse front, and suddenly, a massive and girthy creature emerges from its side. Initially resembling a bear, a closer look reveals that it is something altogether different, with distinctive features such as a hunched back and long arms. The creature, covered in medium-length black fur, strolls casually across the camera frame. Following the video, the warehouse security guard shared his experience, mentioning that he had heard a strange growling in the middle of the night, initially dismissing it as potentially mountain lions due to the warehouse's proximity to the forest. He now realizes the gravity of the situation after witnessing the mysterious creature on camera. Whether you're someone who believes in ghosts or dismisses their existence, this video from 2014 might just make you reconsider your stance. The eerie footage captured by a home security camera is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The camera was pointed down a house corridor when it unexpectedly caught the silhouette of a figure in the darkness. This ghostly apparition resembled a creepy, long-haired lady in a white dress, standing motionless and fixated on something in the distance. After a moment, the ghostly figure begins to walk, mysteriously disappearing into the shadows of the corridor. Even watching this from the safety of my home, the sight was truly chilling. Now, I find myself more cautious when navigating the corridors of my house at night. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Back in winter 2003, a security camera at Hampton Court Palace captured something quite extraordinary. The footage shows the front, and out of the blue, the door swings open. Out walks a person, but there's something really strange about them. Instead of regular hands, this person seems skeletal in nature, with a big robe on it. As far as I heard, this footage was taken when no one was supposed to be there, especially no one dressed this strangely. The creature opens the door briefly, and we only get a glimpse of it in a couple of frames. To me, this creature seems to be a lost soul, forever reliving their moments in that palace. And that is because the way it is dressed is too odd, resembling a bit the way royalty used to dress back in the 16th century. Some folks who saw this video online suggested it was a setup made by some employees there, in order to gather more visitors. However, I'm leaning towards my theory. What are your thoughts on what this creature might be? If you're not a fan of snakes, you might want to skip this clip. The video, coming from South Africa, showcases what viewers are calling the snake monster. In the footage, a massive snake is seen tied with chains to the back of a truck. It appears lifeless, likely captured by the locals. The cameraman captures the enormity of this snake. Towards the end of the video, the cameraman focuses on the snake's head, and it's truly unsettling. The head is as wide as an average human and has a frightening, intense gaze. The snake was secured to the truck using large chains and straps, giving us a clear idea of just how colossal it was. Seemingly a usual day in 2019, with trucks going on their business on the road. But then, not even a minute passes, and a huge windstorm is sensed to be coming towards the place. At first, it is only the benches which are pushed around by the wind, but soon the signboards, the tent nearby, and everything turns into a chaos as the storm approaches closer and closer to our spot. In just a matter of moments, we see a usual day turn into a mess. I am thankful I have not encountered many tornadoes, because this looks completely terrifying. This is like just a glimpse of the sheer power nature holds. When a person first sees it, the mind quickly relates it with blood, and all we can think about is that this is a bloody river, which might have a terrifying past attached to it as well. As terrifying as this is, it did not turn red due to blood being spilled in it. Instead, the river has this color due to the sediment content in it. The river carries a significant amount of sediment, which gives it a reddish hue, especially during the monsoon season when it swells with water and erodes the riverbanks. But for sure, it will give you a short panic attack if you were to see it for the first time. Sometimes even the smallest of fellas can prove to be the strongest. For instance, in this clip, when a burglar jumped from a wall into this house's backyard, he had the intention of stealing whatever he could from the house. After examining the backyard for a few seconds and not finding anything, he moved on to the front of the house in the hopes of getting his hands on something valuable there. However, the little doggo that was following him around all this time sensed that the man did not have good intentions. So, it started barking at him and chased him around to the wall where he had jumped in from. The man, not knowing what else to do and fearing being caught, ran for his life and did not stop until he was far, far away from the reach of the dog. The owner later found the video and could not be any more grateful for the dog. Most of the time, we see humans being chased by bears in the wild. But what will happen if a bear somehow ends up in the middle of lots of humans in the village or the city? Well, this clip will give you all your answers. As this bear wandered off from the wild into the village and found itself surrounded by a number of humans, it freaked out, which is a very normal reaction for the animals. And during all that, it ended up chasing a man, getting on top of him, and running away without harming him. All due to the noises and the charging humans he could see everywhere. As the video ended right there, I have no idea what happened to the bear, and if it made it out alive or not. The quick action of the men charging towards the bear might have saved the man's life. I bet that will be an amazing story to share later on. This man saw an unusual sight and recorded it so he can share it with the world later. A bird was seen stuck in the middle of the air. It looked like something just stopped that bird when it was flying in the air. There were no ropes or strings in sight that we could assume the bird would be hanging on. It was literally just floating. Not just the man, but the whole internet was shocked, unable to believe what they were seeing was real. Could it be another glitch in the Matrix? Or are there more mysteries in the world that humans haven't resolved yet? A man shared this video on his Facebook profile, asking his friends and followers for answers about his terrifying encounter. At the start of the video, we can see a creature both terrifying and strange pouncing around in the backyard. It's really aggressive towards the man, and you can hear hissing sounds from it. At a quick glance, it might look like a weird bat or ray fish that ended up in the wrong place. But if you look closely, it has hands and legs all connected by thin wings, and even little horns on its head. It's like a creature that comes right out of hell. Even the dog in the video doesn't seem brave enough to go near this frightening thing, would you? Only when it's nighttime and when there's no one around, except for the deep forests and empty road. That's when the unknown emerges. This footage unfolds from a car's rearview camera, capturing a desolate forest road. While the car is reversed on the road, everything appears typical at first. Until it suddenly isn't. During the reverse, a young woman inside the car catches sight of something in the distance. It's a shadowy figure that seems to be slowly moving. However, as the girl noticed closely, the figure was moving nowhere except towards the car. This figure begins a gradual approach, then picks up pace, hurtling toward the car. As the figure gets close, as any sane person will do, they press on the gas pedal and speed away. Up close, you can see the figure's long arms and big body that look a lot like a Bigfoot. But I'm not quite sure if that's a Bigfoot or cryptid or just some crazy man. It gives you a creepy feeling to think about what could have happened if the car didn't manage to get away in time. The forest cam was supposed to capture coyotes in the wild, but instead it caught something much scarier and unsettling. The video shows the view of forest bushes at night. After a while, the camera captures something lurking in the darkness. A strange creature emerges from the shadows and crawls toward the camera in a creepy manner. As it gets closer, its face becomes visible, and it's not like any creature we know. It has big wildcat ears and a big wolf-like body, but what's really unsettling is its face. Its facial features resemble a human. What do you think it was? Being a parent brings worries, and leaving your child alone at home is one of the biggest concerns. That's why lots of parents put nanny cams around the house to keep an eye on them when they're not there. However, this parent did the same but ended up finding something else to worry about. This video comes from a nanny cam. You can see a child leaving a room and then heading back towards it. But here's where it gets strange. As the child is going back into the room, we see the head of what looks like another child peeking out from behind the sofa and then going into the room. Sounds normal, right? Well, it would be if there were actually two kids at home. But the truth is, the child was alone in the house and was the only child. So, who was the second boy? Was it really a child, or was it something far more sinister and unholy? After this incident, the parents decided to never leave their child alone at night again. A man was wandering through a deep forest, God knows for what reason, when he stumbled upon a well that was all blocked up. In the video, you can see the well covered with logs, But when the man records a look inside, he gets the shock of his life. A creepy face is staring right back at him from the depths of the well. This sight makes the man sprint away in fear. When we get a closer view of the face in the well, we can see its eerie details. Glowing purple eyes and a skull-like appearance that sends shivers down the spine. Could someone be pulling a prank on him? Or maybe it's a part of some strange ritual by a group. Or is it something beyond explanation? Whatever it is, my advice is to never, ever look inside a blocked well again. This video was posted by a man on TikTok in which he was out exploring a field of bushes at night. He used night vision to see clearly in the recording. While he was recording and moving through the bushes, he spotted something ahead. It looked like a creature that's kind of like a human, but it was bent over and doing something in the bushes. When the person zooms in on the creature notices and suddenly looks right at him. This freaks the person out, and they start running away. At first glance, the strange creature looks like a tall and skinny person, hunched in the bushes. But when you take a closer look, its bent back and long, curved neck make it even creepier. That hunched back, long neck, and those glowing eyes all remind you of something like a skinwalker. But let's hope it's not actually one of those. While a forest ranger was out observing the forest and its inhabitants, as he was recording, he unexpectedly came across a gigantic Bigfoot-like creature in the distance. This big creature was only seen walking for a few seconds before disappearing behind the trees. Some people might say it could be an ape just going for a walk. But if you look closely at how it's walking on two legs, it's different. Apes can stand on two legs. But the way this creature is moving with that posture in the video doesn't match up with how an ape would do it. Moreover, this creature is enormous. Its body is so big, especially when you compare it to the trees around it. It also has long arms and a thick black coat of fur, just like what we'd expect from a Bigfoot. The way it walks and posture even looks kind of human. So, in my opinion, this might actually be a real sighting of a Bigfoot. What do you think? This video starts with a chilling narrative detailing how authorities were dispatched to a forest to investigate a disturbing incident involving an alleged Bigfoot that reportedly killed and consumed a man. To aid their search, they install a trail camera in the snowy, mountainous forest. The first footage captured by this camera reveals a large, black, hairy creature moving between the trees. Despite the snow and distance, the image is reasonably clear, showing the creature standing on two legs, resembling the legendary Bigfoot. The video then transitions to a second piece of footage featuring two deer. Initially, the deer appear calm, but gradually, one becomes increasingly agitated and nervous, as if sensing a looming threat. This video, with its apparent sighting of a creature resembling Bigfoot and the subsequent behavior of the deer, leaves an unsettling feeling. The idea that something so mysterious and potentially dangerous could be lurking in the forest makes me think twice before I decide to go camping. In this video, a man films the peak of a towering mountain. As he zooms in, the camera reveals a surprising sight atop the mountain, a large black figure, its size and shape evoking the image of the legendary Bigfoot. The figure's presence on the cloud, enshrouded peak, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the footage. The contrast between the distant lofty peak and the striking silhouette of the figure is striking. Watching this, one can't help but feel a sense of unease mixed with fascination. The possibility of such a creature like Bigfoot existing in such remote and inaccessible places stirs the imagination and curiosity. In this startling video, captured by a security camera in front of a house, we witness a harrowing scene. The homeowners, a man and a woman, are seen in a state of panic, with the woman and her dog frantically running toward the safety of their house. They are desperately trying to escape from a bear that is chasing them. The footage shows the woman successfully making it into the house, though it's unclear if the dog follows suit. After the chase, the bear halts at a bush near the front of the house and ceases its pursuit. The presence of a bear in the middle of a city setting is both unusual and concerning. The sight of a bear chasing residents in a city is not only strange, but also a stark reminder of the increasingly frequent interactions between humans and wildlife in shared spaces. In this video, filmed by an onlooker, we see a tense and precarious situation unfold during a hike in the forest. A man, having unexpectedly encountered a bear, resorts to climbing a tree in an attempt to escape the dangerous situation. The bear, determined to reach the man, tries to climb the tree and nearly grabs the man's foot, adding to the intensity of the moment. However, after a few attempts, the bear fails to climb the tree and eventually gives up, allowing the man to escape unharmed. The sight of the bear trying to ascend the tree, coming close to the man, is both alarming and gripping. This video leaves an unsettling feeling, showcasing a close encounter that could have taken a turn for the worse. It's a vivid reminder of the unpredictability of wildlife and the importance of caution when venturing into their habitat. In this video, a man is hiking through a forest, likely in autumn, as indicated by the leafless trees. He spots a black, hairy creature off the side of the path, piquing his curiosity. Intrigued, he follows the figure with his camera as it crosses the path, moving calmly and seemingly unaware of being observed. The creature walks on 2 feet, adding to the mystery. As the man continues to film, he momentarily loses sight of the creature among the trees, but persists and manages to recapture its image. This peculiar detail leads to speculation about the creature's identity. The calm demeanor of the creature, especially in the presence of a human, is intriguing. It doesn't exhibit any predatory behavior, which casts doubt on the idea of it being a dangerous entity like a dogman. This raises questions about the authenticity of the video. The footage leaves an unsettling feeling. Is that really the best footage to date of a real dogman, or is it fake? In this video, a group of people on an expedition to observe gorillas in the wild are filming a seemingly peaceful scene. They capture a group of gorillas relaxing in their natural habitat. However, the calm atmosphere quickly shifts when one of the gorillas, appearing agitated, suddenly charges towards the group at a rapid pace. The gorilla's unexpected action brings a sense of danger and urgency to the moment. It even goes as far as to grab a man by the foot, attempting to drag him away, which heightens the tension. Fortunately, the quick intervention of the guides ensures the man's safety. This incident serves as a powerful reminder of the unpredictability of wildlife, even when they seem at ease. In this video, captured by a trail camera in a forest at night, we see an intriguing and somewhat eerie image. The camera records a large, hairy creature lurking among the trees, its 2 eyes shining in the darkness. The creature's size and appearance evoke the image of Bigfoot, a legendary figure in folklore. The forest's nocturnal setting adds a mysterious aura to the footage, with the creature's glowing eyes intensifying the sense of mystery. It's difficult to determine exactly what the creature is due to the limited visibility and the camera's position. Watching this video leaves an unsettling feeling, especially with the creature's resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. It's a reminder of how much remains unknown about the natural world, particularly in the depths of the forest at night. This video narrates the chilling story of a man named Jeff who went solo camping and mysteriously vanished. His personal items, such as his wallet, medical inhaler, and camera, were later discovered in the forest. Intriguingly, the camera contained footage from the night Jeff disappeared. In the footage, Jeff captures a large humanoid figure with no discernible face. The figure abruptly vanishes, sparking Jeff's curiosity to venture deeper into the forest in search of it. The video then cuts off, leaving the fate of Jeff unknown. The footage, especially with the sudden appearance and disappearance of the strange figure, makes me really nervous. It leaves me with questions about what Jeff might have encountered in the forest that night. In this video, shot from inside a cart during an expedition, viewers witness an up-close encounter with a curious elephant. The group stumbles upon this magnificent animal. The elephant's curiosity is evident as it approaches the cart, getting alarmingly close to the passengers who nervously try to evade its tusks. Intriguingly, the elephant shows a particular interest in the cap of one man, skillfully removing it with its trunk. The man, unfazed, simply puts it back on. This close interaction between the elephant and the humans is unusual and surprising. This video leaves a sense of wonder mixed with unease. Such close encounters with wildlife, especially with large animals like elephants, are rare and can be unpredictable. In this video, captured from above by a drone, we see a man enjoying a peaceful bath in the crystal clear waters of Florida. He appears relaxed and unaware of his surroundings. However, the serenity of the scene is subtly disrupted when a manatee quietly approaches him. The gentle marine creature stands right beside the man, unnoticed for about 15 seconds. The moment the man finally realizes the presence of the large manatee next to him, he reacts with a startle, quickly swimming away. This sudden movement, in turn, frightens the manatee, causing it to retreat as well. In this dramatic video, someone films from the street as a building is engulfed in flames, with thick smoke pouring out of the shattered windows on the fire-ravaged floor. Amidst the chaos and concern, a startling moment occurs. A cat is seen leaping out of a fifth-floor window. Remarkably, the cat lands on all 4 feet, a testament to its agility and survival instinct. The sight of the cat making such a daring escape and surviving is both shocking and impressive. Cats are known for their ability to land on their feet due to their highly developed vestibular system, but a leap from such a height is extraordinary. In this video from a home security camera, we witness an unusual nighttime intrusion. A bear breaks into a house and heads straight to the kitchen, the sacred haven of food. The bear sniffs around, clearly on the hunt for a snack, and eventually zeroes in on the fridge, opening the fridge with surprising ease. The bear rummages through, but seems uninterested in its contents. It then proceeds to search the drawers and cabinets, continuing its quest for food. This footage of a bear exploring a kitchen is both fascinating and unnerving. The ease with which the bear navigates the human space, searching for food, is a stark reminder of the adaptability and intelligence of wildlife. I would be terrified to wake up with a bear inside my kitchen during the night. In this chilling video, a policeman is recording while driving on a road at night when he notices a figure in the distance. Initially, it's unclear what the figure is, but as the policeman approaches with his car, the figure becomes more distinct. It appears to be a human, possibly a woman, draped in a white cloak and holding a stick. The sight is deeply unsettling. The policeman, visibly frightened, stops the car and starts yelling, attempting to drive the figure away from the street.
Look!
However, the situation escalates as the figure, instead of moving away, starts running aggressively towards the car. This reaction sends the policeman into a panic, causing him to drive backwards frantically. As the video concludes with the figure at the side of the car and the policeman's terrified screams, it leaves a haunting impression. The figure's behavior and appearance in the desolate road at night evoke thoughts of something supernatural, possibly a witch, adding a layer of fear and mystery to the encounter. This video, captured from the rooftop of a building, presents an extraordinary wildlife scene. It shows a moose chasing a bear right out of a lake and continuing the pursuit around the lake and nearby buildings. The bear appears genuinely terrified, running desperately as if its life depends on it. The sight of a moose chasing a bear is unusual and intriguing. Typically, moose are not known for aggressively chasing predators like bears, making this behavior particularly noteworthy. The bear's frantic efforts to escape highlight the seriousness of the situation. The video leaves me with a sense of unease, given the intensity of the chase. The fact that the bear eventually manages to escape adds a relieving end to an otherwise tense and alarming encounter. This video, captured by a street surveillance camera, shows a young boy playing alone in a park, surrounded by trees. Suddenly, the calm scene takes a dramatic turn when a dog appears, chasing a bear. It becomes clear that the bear had been dangerously close to the unsuspecting child, and the dog's intervention potentially saved the boy from a hazardous encounter. The presence of a bear so close to a child is alarming, and the dog's quick response is both brave and crucial. The bear, seemingly startled by the dog, is driven away from the park area. The footage leaves a lasting impression of the unexpected nature of wildlife encounters, especially in areas frequented by people. This incident could have taken a much more dangerous turn, if not for the timely intervention of the courageous dog. In this charming yet concerning video, a mom films from her house as a group of baby bears wanders into her courtyard on what appears to be a hot day. The young bears begin to play around, and even in the family's pool, showcasing a moment of innocent joy. Initially, the mother bear is nowhere in sight, but she eventually appears, keeping a watchful eye on her playful cubs. While the sight of these baby bears frolicking in the pool is undeniably adorable, it also raises an important alarm about wildlife. Bears venturing close to human dwellings indicate a blurring of the boundaries between wild and urban spaces, which can be problematic for both animals and humans. This video, though cute, leaves an unsettling feeling about the increasing interactions between wildlife and residential areas. It makes me wonder what is going on and why are these encounters so frequent. This video, captured by a garage surveillance camera, shows a startling and unusual animal encounter. A man is seen working on a project at a table in his garage, seemingly occupied with his task. Unexpectedly, a squirrel enters the garage, and in a surprising turn of events, it aggressively attacks the man, leaping onto his face. The man quickly reacts, removing the squirrel and fleeing, visibly injured from the encounter. Squirrels are generally known for being skittish and keeping a distance from humans, making this aggressive behavior highly unusual and concerning. This incident, where a typically timid creature like a squirrel launches an attack, is indeed alarming. It suggests an unusual shift in the behavior of wildlife, perhaps indicating stress or confusion in their natural environment, probably caused by humans. In this intriguing video, Filmed from the perspective of a driver on the road, we witness an unexpected and baffling event. The driver is following a heavy tonnage truck, when suddenly the truck makes a swift turn, as if trying to avoid something. Initially, the reason for this abrupt maneuver is unclear. However, the mystery deepens as the camera reveals a man in a lab coat appearing seemingly out of nowhere on the right side of the truck. The suddenness of his appearance raises questions, as he was definitely not visible before. This unusual occurrence gives the impression that the man might have teleported onto the road, although this seems far-fetched. The video leaves me with a strange feeling, primarily due to the inexplicable appearance of the man in the lab coat. The incident seems to defy logical explanation, adding a sense of wonder and unease. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera in an office, we observe a typical work scene. A man is engaged in a video conference when suddenly his demeanor changes. He appears startled and begins to look around anxiously, as if he's heard something alarming. The calm of the office is abruptly shattered when a squirrel unexpectedly jumps into the room, causing a chaotic reaction. The man, clearly terrified, responds with a scream, grabs a bat, and jumps onto his desk in a frantic attempt to avoid the small intruder. The video captures the humorous yet startling effect a small animal like a squirrel can have when it enters an unexpected environment like an office. This video, recorded by surveillance cameras inside a house, captures a series of eerie occurrences that suggest a paranormal presence. The first footage shows a girl playing with her dolls. Notably, in the corner of the room, another doll, dressed in a purple dress with two ponytails, exhibits strange behavior. Its head slowly moves on its own, stirring questions about a possible ghostly presence in the house. In the second footage, taken in a different room, the same girl is seen doing her homework. Initially, papers on the table start moving abruptly, startling the girl and causing her to flee the room. Upon her return, the unexplained movements resume. Papers flutter again, her pencil box falls to the floor, and the table begins to shift by itself, as if manipulated by an unseen force. The incidents in this video, particularly the unexplained movements of inanimate objects, leave an unsettling impression. It suggests the presence of a ghost, seemingly intent on making its presence felt. The video in question offers a glimpse into an extraordinary and somewhat unsettling sight, captured from the back of a truck that's transporting animals. The person filming has stumbled upon a creature that, at first glance, seems to resemble a cow. However, upon closer inspection, it's clear this is no ordinary cow. The most striking feature is the animal's head, which appears to be split in half by a pronounced line that divides not only the head, but also the mouth and tongue. As a result, when the cow opens its mouth, two tongues are visible, extending outwards in an unusual display. This peculiar physical trait makes the animal a subject of fascination and speculation. Without knowing more, it's challenging to determine the exact nature or cause of this unique appearance. It could be a rare genetic mutation, or perhaps a condition not commonly seen by the general public. On a personal note, encountering such a distinctive creature is a reminder of how vast and surprising nature and its anomalies can be. I'm sure most of us would call it a cryptid if we saw it in the wild. The video, captured by a surveillance camera overlooking the yard of a house, depicts a tense and alarming scenario. It shows an individual armed with nothing but a long stick in a desperate attempt to defend themselves against a formidable threat. The tension escalates rapidly as two bears charge into the yard. Their intentions unclear, but their presence undeniably menacing. While one of the bears decides to move on, the other, undeterred, launches an attack on the person. The bear's powerful leap results in the individual being knocked to the ground, a moment that must have been fraught with terror. On a personal note, maybe we should keep our homes away from their animals' habitat. The video captures a harrowing instance of nature's immense power through the occurrence of a massive landslide. Viewers are presented with the unsettling sight of countless rocks and debris, unleashed with formidable force as they barrel down a hillside. The target of this relentless onslaught is a metal bridge, a structure that one might assume to be sturdy and resilient, engineered to withstand various stresses. However, the landslide spares no mercy, demonstrating that even the most solid human-made constructions can be vulnerable to the forces of nature. The bridge is ultimately overwhelmed and destroyed, succumbing to the sheer volume and power of the moving earth. Watching this video evokes a deep sense of humility and respect for nature. The destruction of the metal bridge gives us a lesson about how fragile we and our creations are. This video captures a heart-stopping moment from the perspective of someone who has reached the summit of a mountain after a hike. Their camera pans to a scene unfolding below where a family, consisting of both adults and children, is seen hiking along a path. From the opposite side, emerging from the forest, a bear is spotted running towards them, setting the stage for a potentially terrifying encounter. Despite the distance, the presence of the bear injects a palpable tension into the scene. Remarkably, as the bear draws closer, the family's reaction is one of composed stillness rather than panic. This calm response seems to influence the situation significantly. Midway between the forest's edge and the family, the bear halts its approach, perhaps deterred by the group's tranquility or simply losing interest. After a tense pause, with the bear showing no signs of resuming its advance, the family cautiously continues along the path, aiming to put distance between themselves and the wild visitor. I admire how calm they remained in that situation, and that is what we should all do if we ever get in this situation, no matter how terrified we are. In this intriguing video, filmed on a beach in China, we witness a peculiar and somewhat eerie discovery. The footage is from the perspective of a man observing another individual who holds something quite unusual in his hands. Initially, it appears to be a mere pile of mold or moss, oddly resembling a human-shaped gingerbread in both shape and flatness. The scene takes an unexpected turn when, as the man handling the object begins to move it, the pile itself starts to show signs of life. This sudden animation transforms what was assumed to be an inanimate object into a living entity, casting an aura of mystery and a touch of the uncanny over the entire scene. The nature of this creature is not immediately clear from the video, leaving me to ponder its origins and identity. I have never seen such a creature, but if any of you have encountered anything like this before, let me know in the comments. The video presents a strikingly unusual sight, a creature that, at first glance, defies the norms of natural biology. Held by its wings by a man, this creature appears to be a chicken, but with an unexpected twist. It has the head of what looks to be a monkey. Such an anomaly prompts immediate questions about the authenticity of what we're seeing. Given the extraordinary nature of this creature, skepticism naturally arises. The possibility of video editing or the use of a mask to create this bizarre visual effect seems plausible. Similarly, the idea of placing a mask on a chicken, while unusual, could achieve a similar effect without the need for digital manipulation. I'm inclined to approach this video with caution, leaning towards the explanation that there's some form of trickery at play. The idea of a chicken with a monkey's head, while fascinating, challenges our understanding of biology and genetics to such an extent that seeking a more rational explanation seems wise. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. The video captures a serene and captivating moment on the ocean, filmed by a man from a boat. Near a small rocky island, a group of dolphins is seen frolicking in the water. They provide a delightful spectacle, embodying the beauty and grace of marine life. The boat is getting closer to get a better view of these magnificent creatures when suddenly this peaceful scene is abruptly interrupted by a sudden attack. The camera shakes violently, indicating that the boat has been struck from behind by an unseen force. It's soon revealed that a great white shark, one of the ocean's most formidable predators, is responsible for this startling aggression. I find the video very disturbing, and it is a reminder that even in the most peaceful moments, predators are still there waiting for us. This video was recorded back in 2013 when a guy was hiking in the mountains and heard breaking branches close to him. Scared, he tried hiding and then looking for what was causing it. Soon enough, he was able to uncover the scary reason behind the sounds. Quite close to the guy, the creature remained half hidden in the bushes and trees. Its whole body was covered in thick, dark hair. The man remained hidden, trying his best to not be seen by the creature, or else it would have ended very badly for him. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but the creature seemed to be reaching with its arm, which I don't think a bear would do. You could see part of that tree moving like it was picking leaves. For me, it looked like it was Bigfoot. Also, it had a unique color, and I've heard people describing Bigfoots as having a mixture of colors like this creature. Could it be Bigfoot, or am I mistaken, and this is just a bear caught at just the right moment? There are times when humans come across a sight that takes them back to the mythological world, and something exactly like that happened in 2015 in Thailand when locals saw a buffalo giving birth to a scary creature. Although the animal was born to a healthy buffalo and had the hooves, body, and limbs of a mammal, it also had strange reptile-like scales and an elongated snout, and candles were lit around the calf, as locals believed it would bring them good luck, while humans' imagination and mind ran wild with the poor calf, assuming it to be an omen, or, for some, a mutation mix of a crocodile and a buffalo. In reality, it was just a baby with a skin disorder, resulting in it being scaly like a reptile. Hiking alone in the woods can be scary, but sometimes things happen that make you wonder. That's what happened to a woman who had an encounter with the wild that left her terrified.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Instead of attacking her, like you might expect, the cougar was just as surprised and scared as she was. It actually just ran away quickly, as if trying to escape the strange human encounter. Luckily, the woman filmed the whole thing and shared it online, where everyone who saw it could only talk about how lucky she was. And I find myself in that group. I can't state enough just how dangerous such situations are. A human stands no chance against this animal. The strength and power golden eagles hold are unmatchable. And if you think these eagles only attempt to catch small fish or animals, then you are wrong. An example of their daring nature can be seen in this clip, where everything seems normal at first, with the deer family grazing busy in their own selves. But just then, the majestic eagle approaches from behind and attempts to catch one of the fawns. Thankfully, The deer were quick enough to not just react, but to run as well. And that's how the eagle's attempt failed. If the grazing animals had been slightly later, one of them would have been in the grip of the sharp claws, flying high above the sky, waiting to be someone's dinner. We all have an idea of how scary nature can be, but it becomes scarier for us humans when it comes at us with all its might. People in Thailand witnessed the strength of nature when a flood hit the country and damaged as much as it could. One clip, which particularly went viral, was of a car caught in the strong flow of water. The people sitting in the car couldn't even get the chance to get out of it, and they just went with the flow. No one could help them at that moment, even if they wanted to, because that would mean risking their own lives, considering the raging water's flow. The video ended abruptly. However, later it was revealed by the authorities that every single person inside the car was rescued. The wild isn't always scary. Sometimes it can be quite unpredictable and cute as well. Take this clip, for instance, recorded by a woman who was camping in the woods when she witnessed this unusual bond between a fully grown deer and her small dog. The little doggo was having the best time of its life, hopping around the deer and playing with it, while the deer, on the other hand, was acting like a mother whose kid is playing, as it just sat there peacefully enjoying the dog play. Till when were these two together? What were the circumstances under which this bond was born? I can't say, but this video warms my heart, seeing two unlikely animals to meet, enjoying a moment together. In 2016, a farmer in China came across a creepy sight. He was all excited for his pig, who was soon to give birth. However, when it did, it wasn't exactly what the farmer was expecting. The piglet had 2 heads attached to one tiny body. It had 2 snouts and 3 eyes. According to the farmer, he did not feed the pigs anything toxic, so that could not be the reason. From the looks of it, the piglet appeared healthy, drinking milk and even eating like normal animal babies do. However, how long would it survive remained a question. I don't know why, but this is certainly not the first case I hear of such mutations. These kinds of things seem quite common in China, as animals with 2 heads or other mutations keep getting born every few months, but they don't survive for too long. I wonder why that is the case. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Storms are pretty scary to even look at from afar, but imagine being right in the middle of one. This is exactly what happened in this clip, where a man somehow managed to record all the chaos that was happening around him as a strong storm hit his house. At the start, the winds were not that strong, but within seconds, the whole scenario completely changed, and the car, the bins, and whatever was on the street started being pushed around. Even the trees, with such strong roots in the ground, couldn't hold the ground and broke into half. God knows how the man was able to stand there and record it all, and why he did not try to rush inside to somewhere safe. I am sure I wouldn't hang around with all this hell going around me. It literally took a few seconds for the whole scene to turn from peaceful to chaotic, and I guess that's how powerful nature is. The unpredictability of the wild is already too much. But sometimes, these animals take it to the next level and do things completely out of their character. Take this elephant, for instance, who was thirsty, but instead of going to a lake, it thought it would be better to go to the humans and steal some water bottles from them. And that's exactly what it did, leaving the humans too stunned to do anything. Maybe it would not have been so shocking if the animal was stealing some bananas or sugarcane, but bottled water. How is it even going to drink from it? Why would the elephant raid a house in the middle of the night to do that? and no logical answer I can come up with. However, in the end, the elephant couldn't really do anything and had to leave with the humans continuously blinding it with their flashlights. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys love going to the beach for a nice sunny day and to get some needed tan, this clip will have you thinking twice before planning your next trip. This clip was recorded a couple of years ago when a huge wave hit the coast, although I'm not sure exactly where this is filmed. At the start of the clip, it looks like just a normal day on the beach. There was no water beyond the limits. However, in a matter of seconds, a huge wave hit, dragging with it everything around. The cars, the huts, and everything that was there completely vanished, with nothing but water in the sight everywhere. The guy who was recording it all was safe since he was standing on top of the building, but considering the flow, it would not be surprising if the water took the building down as well. I don't know if that was the case here, but I have to warn you, if you find yourself at a beach and see the waters retreat a lot, you need to run. A big wave is coming your way. Recorded years ago, this clip had everyone in shock as they laid their eyes on it. It was in India that some locals saw a weird animal roaming around their village. Not knowing what it was, they caught it and got it caged. At first, I thought that it's a dog with some skin disease, but it does not really look like a canine. The body shape resembles more of a rat. Was it some species that had somehow hidden from human eyes till today? Or was it just an animal with some abnormality that got way too big? When it was uploaded on the internet, everyone had their own opinions. However, I can't say for sure which is the true one. Anyone has any explanation? With every clip, you will be taken to the weird world in which we live. This clip, for instance, shows another moment that, if not filmed, no one would have ever believed. In the middle of the night, when everything seemed calm and peaceful, a raccoon made a grand appearance on a Ring camera. But the raccoon was not doing anything usual. Instead, it was flawlessly walking on its front legs. I gotta give it to him. He's got skill. Now, the question is why? Why was the raccoon up to such tricks? Maybe its hind legs were hurt. Or maybe it was just trying to show off its newly learned tricks. Has anyone ever seen this before? I know it's a first for me. Zoos have been keeping animals for so long, feeding them whatever they can. However, this zoo staff was recorded feeding something out of the ordinary to a few of their animals: blood. Vampire bats are known for their liking of blood, and that's the main thing they live on. So, to keep them alive and healthy, the zoo makes sure to give them enough blood when they need. In the clip, we can see how they have arranged a number of tiny bowls which they fill with blood, and then the bats come to the ground to drink from them. This non-traditional way might freak you out, but that's the only way to keep these bats healthy and satisfied. As for what kind of blood the zoo feeds them, it remains a mystery, adding to the creepiness of the whole situation. Although I am pretty sure it's not human, so don't worry. Trail cameras are set up to get insights of the wild, and to capture them being themselves in the wild, and this trail camera captured exactly that. A pine marten who was on a mission to get some food had no idea that an owl was right there with its sharp eyes on them. The pine marten, stumbling upon an owl nest, thought it could get a quick snack. Only got a whack on the back. That was enough for it to know that the area is not safe and it needs to run for its life. However, the second pine marten got a little more than that, as the owl pushed it down the tree branch with a whiff. I have to say that the owl has an interesting way to defend its territory. Hit and run rather than stand and fight. I guess it adapts to its advantages, as owls have perhaps one of the most silent flight, so other animals will never hear it coming. Either way, the pine martens got their lesson. Never again should they come to the same spot. While most people only focused on the buffaloes making their way through the thick snow, not many saw what was happening in the background. While the buffaloes were busy walking around, not just one or two, but 4 massive creatures were captured on camera as well. They remained mostly hidden behind the trees, but the glimpse that we got was enough for us to know that they were none other than Bigfoot. They were huge if we consider their size compared to the trees, and the way they effortlessly moved through the snow tells us that they were not average humans. The footage was recorded by a camera mounted in the area for surveillance purposes, and when the authorities got the video, they were quite shocked. Do you believe this is footage of a Bigfoot family? A guy was in the middle of the river trying to catch some fish when he noticed a weird creature in the water. It took him a few minutes to realize that it was a sloth, almost drowning. The man quickly went up to the animal and rescued it on his boat. And that's how this sloth got not just his life saved, but also a good ride on the boat. However, when the video was uploaded at first without any context, many people confused the sloth to be some weird creepy creature. It did look like it, but I think after a while it looks clear it is a sloth. I applaud the man for taking care of it. These creatures are pretty known to not be the most adapted ones. This video was uploaded by a guy on YouTube in 2017. He recorded and uploaded it to see if others had any idea what the thing he just saw was. Apparently, it looked like an insect, but not one or two. Instead, a whole group conjoined together, clinging to a tree or rock in the creepiest way possible. And to make it scarier, the whole mass was pulsating in a weird way as well. At first, I was shocked and found myself scratching my head since I had no idea what it was. But later I found out online that this mass might be tens of sawfly larvae, although I can't say with full confidence that they appear much larger than they would be alone, and they then wriggle in unison to appear as one organism. I heard before of this kind of behavior, which is triggered in order to incur a survival advantage, because one single larvae would be easy to pick and eat by the birds. Therefore, they form this weird mass and freak every passing being out. But I can be wrong. What do you think? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. There are sights you see that will always stay in your head to haunt you. And the sight of this donkey is one of them. Recorded years ago, this clip can still have the ability to haunt people. I know it will haunt me for the days to come. It shows a donkey with abnormal growth near its ears and on its face, which looks like an extreme case and must have had this donkey in severe pain. However, its bad luck was that it was in a village where instead of getting proper care, the donkey was made an exhibition for locals to come and have a look at. Without treatment, I suppose the donkey later died due to its situation, although I hope I am wrong. Ever had that dream where you're sprinting away from something through a desolate forest, feeling that spine-chilling fear? Well, this video, captured by a hiker in a Canadian forest, brings that very scenario to life. The clip starts with the camera capturing the shaky view of the forest trail, accompanied by heavy breathing from the cameraman, who's clearly running from something in the forest. Amidst the running, the hiker is also screaming, and the genuine fear in his screams is palpable. He pans the camera around, attempting to catch a glimpse of whatever is chasing him, but fear strikes again, and he continues his frantic dash for safety. After moments of continuous screaming and running, when the hiker finally turns the camera back, it captures a humanoid figure in pursuit. This humanoid figure in pursuit appears to be a naked human, but with a muscular and robust build. As the figure closes in on the hiker, the video abruptly ends. The intensity of the hiker's breaths and screams creates a truly frightening atmosphere. To me, imagining the hiker alone with no one to help adds another layer of fear to this unsettling encounter. We all enjoy witnessing nature's face-offs, but this clip takes the adrenaline rush to a whole new level. In this video, a black bear and a tiger have a standoff on a forest trail. As the clip begins, the bear stands on its hind legs, giving what appears to be an aggressive signal to the tiger. A clear warning. After a while, the bear returns to all fours, but the tiger remains seated, calmly observing the bear's actions. Once the bear is back on all fours, the tiger stands up and begins to walk towards the bear. Initially unaware of the approaching tiger, the bear eventually notices and takes off running, ascending the mountain. The tiger follows suit, and the video concludes. This intriguing footage showcases how animals react when faced with similar levels of aggressiveness and warning. While the outcome involves a retreat rather than a direct confrontation, it leaves us wondering what might have unfolded if the bear had chosen to stand its ground. I'm not sure who I would bet would win this confrontation. This video, shared by an adventure vlogger on YouTube, captures a nail-biting moment during their forest trail cycling adventure. Recorded with a GoPro, the clip shows the cyclists racing along a forest trail. Everything appears ordinary until at the 7-second mark, when slowed down, a lurking figure behind a tree becomes visible. This hidden observer is a bear, patiently waiting for the cyclists to approach, potentially intending to attack. Fortunately, the bear seemed a bit slow, allowing the cyclists to safely pass by without incident. The size of the bear is massive, highlighting the potential danger if it had chosen to confront the cyclists. Encounters like this aren't unheard of on these isolated forest trails. That's why I always stress the importance of carrying an air horn or bear spray on your forest trail adventures. Safety first. This incident was a seriously close call for the cyclists, and I'm just relieved they made it out okay. I recently stumbled upon this cool video on TikTok showing the game changer that polarized glasses can be, especially during water-related activities like fishing. In the clip, a fisherman demonstrates the incredible benefits of wearing polarized glasses in such situations. First, he captures the view without the glasses, and it's a bit unclear, like looking through a foggy window. But then, he puts on those magical polarized glasses, and suddenly, it's like a whole new world underwater.
With polarized lenses.
The once hidden underwater realm becomes crystal clear. You can see fishes casually swimming around, making it a breeze to target your catch. It's not just about fishing either. These glasses can spot potential wild creatures like crocodiles, or anacondas that might be camouflaged by the haze. The polarized glasses cut through the murkiness, letting you see what's really happening beneath the surface. It's like having a superpower for your eyes, making your water-related activities safer and more exciting. Next, we have a chilling video straight from Japan that's sure to send shivers down your spine. A local caught something downright eerie on camera. The video is set on a regular street, but the person filming isn't focused on the everyday hustle and bustle. Their attention is drawn to a tree, and what they capture is nothing short of supernatural. Perched on a branch is a creature that can only be described as bat-like. But that's not all. As the camera zooms in, the creature reveals more of its features, a humanoid body and 2 pointy ears. It's like something out of a gothic horror story, resembling the infamous gargoyles seen in architecture from that era. Gargoyles, those creepy carvings representing evil creatures, animals, and sinful humans. After a moment of just chilling on the tree, our gargoyle-looking friend takes flight, leaving the onlooker in shock. Now, here's the really hair-raising part. This isn't a one-time thing. Locals in other parts of the town have reported spotting similar creatures. The video ends, but the mystery lingers. This next clip from North Carolina is really bizarre and might trigger all sorts of phobias.
Now here's a fun guy. This is a bleeding tooth mushroom.
In the footage, recorded by a farmer, he explains what he's found in his fields. The object in question looks pretty strange with pores covering its body, and there's this odd red liquid oozing out of it. It's all very creepy and alien-like. But in reality, it's just a mushroom called a bleeding tooth mushroom. Some people even call it devil's teeth. It gets its name from the spiky projections on its underside that resemble teeth. But the most striking thing about it is those red droplets that look like blood. It's all pretty unsettling and kind of gross for me. Definitely not something I'd want to be included in our cuisine. We often perceive elephants as gentle giants, but have you ever witnessed them display aggression and chase after someone? This chilling footage from Sri Lanka captures the heart-pounding moment when a family encounters an elephant while driving through a jungle road. As the elephant takes notice of the vehicles, it begins to charge, prompting the family members to flee on foot. The chase is heart-pounding, with the family literally running for their lives from the colossal beast. Just when it seems things can't get worse, one of the members stumbles and falls. The elephant, seeing its opportunity, turns toward the fallen individual, attempting to stomp them into the ground. Miraculously, the attempt fails, and the elephant retreats. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, the fallen member manages to rise and reach safety. This harrowing experience serves as a reminder never to venture outside your vehicle on such roads. You never know when you might find yourself in an impromptu marathon for survival. This footage from Australia gives us a glimpse of why life there can be a bit challenging. In the video, captured on a security camera, a homeowner steps into her backyard at night, drawn by strange noises. Suddenly, she's taken aback by a peculiar flying bug darting towards her. Startled, she quickly swats it away with her hands and retreats indoors, slamming the door shut behind her. The bug is huge, and its flight pattern is quite odd, almost as if it's carrying something while flying. Maybe it's just a regular insect with its prey in its mouth, but the size of the prey seems too big for that. Luckily, the lady manages to shut the door before the creepy bug can follow her inside. It's moments like these that remind us of the wild and unpredictable nature of Australia's wildlife. Working as a zookeeper is usually a dream job, surrounded by nature and animals. However, there are moments like this one that make me question that belief. This clip, captured at the Fort Worth Zoo by a tourist, depicts a terrifying scene as a zookeeper finds herself being chased by a silverback gorilla. Emerging from its den, the silverback spots the zookeeper, prompting it to become agitated and pursue her. The zookeeper, panicked and frantic, dashes towards the exit door, pleading for assistance as she stands in the narrow doorway. Fortunately, luck is on the zookeeper's side as the silverback, after a fierce and agile pursuit, decides to halt. Pausing in its tracks, the silverback fixes its gaze directly at the zookeeper, perhaps issuing a warning to stay out of its territory. It was a harrowing experience, and one that certainly sent chills down the spines of the tourists witnessing it firsthand. However, upon reflection, it's clear that the incident was likely a result of the zookeeper inadvertently intruding upon the gorilla's space. Silverback gorillas are renowned for their territorial behavior, and the one in the video simply acted according to its natural instinct. This video shared on Instagram serves as a chilling reminder of why late-night trips to the kitchen might not be the best idea, and why keeping a water bottle by your bedside is a wise move. Recorded by a nanny cam, the footage unveils a dimly lit kitchen. Suddenly, the motion sensor light flickers on as the homeowner enters the room, but as the light illuminates the space, something eerie catches the eye. A head peeking through the partially opened door beside the fridge. Swiftly, the mysterious figure retreats into the shadows, seemingly unnoticed by the homeowner. Unaware of the presence lurking in her home, the homeowner proceeds with her task and closes the door before exiting the frame. It's a spine-tingling moment, realizing that someone or something was watching from the shadows without your knowledge. Describing the creature's appearance sends shivers down the spine. It certainly doesn't resemble anything human, with its alien-like facial features, characterized by large, hollow black eyes and pallid white skin. It's a sight straight out of a horror movie. After witnessing this unsettling encounter, I will keep a water bottle within arm's reach at all times, so I never have to face such an unnerving situation like that. A group of guys found something terrifying inside an abandoned house during the night. They seemed to be on the hunt for something, possibly curious or intrigued by the house's history, or rumors that it might be haunted.
Cover my back, alright.
As they explore, their suspicions seem to be confirmed in a startling way. Suddenly, a humanoid shape appears, emerging from behind one of the doors. The possibility that it might be a ghost seems to fit the eerie setting and the house's abandoned, mysterious nature. The video's blurriness makes it hard to see any clear details, adding to the spooky and uncertain atmosphere of the encounter. The appearance of this figure triggers immediate fear in the group. Their reaction is instinctive. They start to run, hurrying down the stairs in an attempt to leave the house as quickly as possible. I don't know how these people are so brave to go check this kind of places. I am terrified only by the idea of a ghost. The video showcases a peculiar scene filmed in an open field, where two crocodiles are engaged in what appears to be a fight or a display of dominance. Each crocodile has its mouth wide open, with a part of the other's head gripped firmly in its jaws. The situation seems intense, yet the crocodiles are surprisingly calm in their actions. Instead of a rapid, aggressive encounter, the video captures them slowly rolling over together. This rolling movement is a part of crocodilian behavior, often seen in combat or during mating rituals. But what's unusual here is the serene pace of their interaction. There are no frantic movements or violent splashing, just a gradual rotation. This behavior seems strange, and I can't tell if the crocodiles are fighting or what are they doing. If you know anything about this type of behavior, let us know in the comments. The video captures a common yet charming aspect of feline behavior. It shows a cat waiting patiently outside the door of a house, holding something in its mouth. The cat appears eager to present this item to its owner, which is often interpreted as a gesture of gratitude or a gift, showcasing their natural hunting instincts. Upon closer inspection, it's evident that the cat has caught a mole, a creature known for causing trouble in gardens by damaging plants. The cat's intention seems to be to offer its catch to the humans, possibly as a way of contributing or showing affection. The moment the owner opens the door, The anticipation builds. However, there's a slight twist. The cat, perhaps a bit too eager or startled, accidentally drops the maul, which then seizes the opportunity to escape. The way that cats show gratitude to humans is an amazing proof how much they evolved. From the wild felines, they got to be our friends. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.